Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Gaming Banter with David and Ryan. We're here today again with Chris.
Hey, that's my name.
David.
Whoa. Hi.
Hi, David.
Derek.
How are you doing today?
Be your own fan club.
The Dark Lord.
Be your own fan.
David.
We should really just rename Derek the Dark Lord, because I mean,
It's true.
we make reference to it in like every video. And then I'm Ryan. I'm so unimportant.
Woo, Ryan!
But today we're going to be talking about the topic of games we want to have made. And, you know, with Kickstarter out there, it's never been easier than ever to have the potential for a game that you want to have made be made. Because now it's really just whoever can raise enough money and have developers. So we're going to start with Chris. Chris, what game do you want to have made?
Okay, so I'm a little overambitious. I have 3 games that I want to have made, and I'll share the 3 with you, and I'll let you guys decide which one advances to the final round. So I have Commandos 4. If you guys remember the Commandos games back from the 90s and early 2000s, I want to redo Commandos. That's going to be my first game. I also want Free Space 3. Which was Free Space 2 was a little loved game that didn't get enough play, and so I want a 3rd installment to that game. And then this one is actually in the rumor mill for something that might be in the works, but a Total War game revolving around the Warhammer universe.
Yes! Warhammer Total War would be the best game ever!
It really would.
Well, I'm going to vote for Free Space 3 just because I'm a total Free Space nerd. But I also like the idea of Warhammer Total War. But, David, what do you think?
Just looking it up. I do like the Free Space. I think we've talked about Free Space before, or something similar. But yeah, I do like that style.
Space.
It's just
You
a
need
lot
to.
of
You
ships.
really need to.
What is it?
It's Free Space 2. I didn't play Free Space 1, which I need to, but I don't know if I could even find it now.
Yeah, that's
but-
the problem, is you probably won't be able to find either of them.
Yeah. So Free Space 2 is a space simulator game. So think of like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, or any kind of simulator game where you're flying around. But in this case, you're flying around in a spaceship and you're a combat pilot, and you have all these different missions and goals. And basically, your faction is the humans, and you have this alien alliance that's with you. So it's a human-alien alliance versus these rebels. And so you fight the rebels throughout the thing, and then there's this ominous race called the Shevans. And the Shevans are just like this highly technological evil race that won't talk to you, and they just want to eat your soul. And
Oh gosh.
so basically, like, you fight the Shevans eventually, and you do, like, it's just really cool. It puts in like special ops for Space Simulator. It puts in like space combat where you take out a certain amount of fighters and defend objectives, and you have all these massive capital ships, and you're just a little bug on the windshield, right? But you're taking out guns of those capital ships, and you're helping in the fight to take out those things, and
I think
and
I
you
played
have
this game.
it's just a lot of fun, and like you can customize your ship, and like, at least I think if I remember correctly, you can customize your ship and like
Looks
put on
like
different guns and stuff.
Yeah, you can kind of outload your ships differently. I'm so glad, Ryan, that you actually know about this game, because everyone I talk to, nobody knows about this game, and it's really sad because it's a really great story, and I think the best part of the game is its sense of scale, in that you're this tiny one-man fighter flying around huge
Small
fleet.
one-man fighter.
Exactly. Flying against ships hundreds and thousands of times your size, and facing overwhelming odds. It's a great game.
There may have been times where I was busy firing at a ship, and then it decided it wanted to go into hyperspace, and I was in front of it, and I was crushed. May have happened.
Yeah, that happens.
Happens a lot, actually. It's like, it's going to hyperspace. You need to destroy this now. It's like, I'm shooting as fast as I can, and then it goes to hyperspace, and you become like a tin can. It's like, I'm
Actually,
the whole mission
if I
again.
remember right, that's how one of the missions starts out. You start off in front of a ship that's warping towards you, and you have to basically get out of there.
Yeah, you have to like activate your afterburners and like go as fast as you can, and like I think I died twice in that because
I died countless times as
But it was just it wasn't an easy game. Like they didn't fail missions if you didn't complete all your objectives. They had a lot of secondary objectives and stuff like that, but it was just a really cool storyline. And I mean, from being a kid that's really into Star Wars, like yeah. But anyways, that's. You got a tough one, Derek, because I'm probably going to vote for Free Space 3 just because I love that game. But what about you, Derek? What games?
Man. See, I'm more of a game, well, there's one that's going into production right now that I want to see made, which is called The Mandate. And essentially...
Is it a dating sim?
No. Okay. It's so much cooler. Basically, you're the captain of a starship, and we're not talking
you date
like
other captains.
And you date other captains.
Oh,
Romance.
No. I just Google image searched Mandate.
I'm so sorry.
That was not the
right
way to search that.
No, but essentially, you're the captain of a starship, and we're not talking like a Han Solo starship where it's you and Chewbacca flying around the galaxy. We're talking like an aircraft carrier. It's a huge ship filled with hundreds of people, and you're in command. And essentially, you work for this failing empire, and your job is to go out there into this huge sandbox universe, and that's semi-procedurally generated. Some of it's static, some of it's procedurally generated, and just make your empire survive, whether that means you go battle pirates, or you become a space trader, or you scavenge lost wrecks of ships, or you go hunting for treasures on long-forgotten planets. It doesn't matter. You're going out there, you're exploring the universe like you're freaking Captain Picard, and you're being awesome. And along the way, you can capture more ships, and increase the size of your armada, and hire officers who you can train and make more awesome, and it looks incredible. You can deck out your ships and construct new ones, and it looks like, and as if all the game's features were not enough to make it the best game that will ever be made, then it also has 6-player co-op. So you and 6 of your friends can play together.
On a side note, the Kickstarter is mission accomplished. So it's
they got funding. They got all the funding that I could ever want them to get.
Yeah, they got $200K more than they needed.
Yeah.
They got the stretch goals I wanted. So they're gonna have big star bases you can walk around inside and interact with the people inside of them and buy stuff and raid them. You can assault star bases with your crew and board them and shoot all the bad guys. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. Then the other one was Warhammer Total War. And then ultimately what I want in terms of games that aren't out there, that don't exist right now, is I want to see a return of games that are about managing parties of heroes. That's what I want. The old Baldur's Gate, the old Icewind Dale, the old whatever.
Like a six-group party?
Yeah, I loved being able to create a group of heroes in a computer RPG game and go out and go on adventures. That is still my favorite game type. And what would even be more fun is if you could get a game like that was co-op. That would be awesome.
So I guess my question
and co-op Skyrim.
My question to you, Derek, would be, I hear cool things about your game that you want to have made. But there are already kind of games it's already kind of a game that's being made. But why should I play that versus Free Space 3? Convince me as to why I should play a game that sounds pretty cool, but I mean, from what I've read on The Mandate, it sounds like what's that other game? It just came out a while ago, and you did some articles on it.
Novus Eterno.
Well, Novus Eterno is one that I would play over that game, honestly, because that's a MMO RTS, which is just fascinating to me, and it sounds very similar. Um, so why should I play? I guess that's a good question. Why should I play the Mandate versus Novus Eterno?
It just depends what you want out of a game. Like, it's part role playing game, part like you're a star. The idea of being a starship captain to me is really awesome, and it's not just the exploration or the plot or any of those other tantalizing things. It's like you're going into space with your armada and you're duking it out with other like fleets of ships. Like, it's part strategy game, part role playing game, part everything that I could possibly want from a game. Just the idea of being a starship captain and having this crew that stays with you and levels up and is affected by all the missions they go on and gets better, like that is super appealing to me. I mean, I guess it's just a question of whether or not you find that appealing.
So how is the Mandate different from say like EVE Online or Star Trek Online?
Well, I mean, like with EVE, it's all about like kind of your one personal ship, and it's you as the pilot going out and going on like missions to explore the galaxy and stuff. With the Mandate, I think there's going to be a lot more. It's a large part of it. Number one is about your crew, so it has that like something that attracts me to a game is if you can manage a party of NPCs. Like in Icewind Dale, you get this party of 6 guys, and you're managing them as they level up and get more awesome. And it's the same with the Mandate. Like, you have officers, you have this crew, and you can train them as their captain, and they level up after going on missions. And like you can get them like for example, if you have a bunch of soldiers who go out and raid enemy ships, you can buy them better body armor and you can buy them better guns so that they can be better at being pirates or whatever. It's the Mandate looks so cool to me because it's a sandbox game in which I can essentially become an admiral. Like, I can build an armada and have like this fleet of starships that are at my beck and call. Like, I think that's the appeal of the game. It's not just your one ship and you're flying around the galaxy like in EVE. It's like it's the management aspect, I think. Like, you're not just controlling your ship, you're controlling like a whole fleet of ships potentially. Like, you go out and you capture them, or you could just have one ship or whatever. Like, it looks really cool, I think.
Okay, so Chris.
Yeah.
Why should I play Free Space 3 over Derek's game?
Well, I don't know much about the Mandate, but I do know Free Space 2 and what Free Space 3 its successor would be like. And so if you're interested in space combat, and if you're interested in crazy good stories and really good voice acting, those are some reasons why you would want to try Free Space 3, because those are sort of characteristics of the series that I think would be maintained in a third game, or ideally they would be maintained in a third game. Additionally, it's also very skill-based in that while you can sort of upgrade your ship as you go along, it's more about you as a pilot being able to sort of predict what's happening and react appropriately that lets you succeed on higher and higher difficulties. And so it's a very sort of skill-based game at the same time. So I think the series has a lot going for it if it were to ever be made or remade, today.
What do you think, David?
I do like. I think I have played Free Space before, or at least something like it. But I was looking at pictures of it. It looked familiar, and I do like that kind of fly around and shoot and stuff. Where it is just about how you handle your ship, and sometimes you do die multiple times trying to figure out how to get the scenario to work out. I liked older games like that, and I think the gaming genres have shied away from them towards it's a game where you could somehow level your ship and then go back to the problem again. So I would definitely be interested in playing that. just because I like shooting and fighting. Like especially when, if I'm remembering right, you're fighting giant things, but you're looking for like the weak points that you have to hit. I think
Right.
at some point could you fly inside of them? There's something I would play it was similar to that, but you could actually have to fly through these avenues and shoot stuff and then get back out. But that could
That
be a
sounds
different
like
game.
Descent. Descent was
Yeah.
a good one too. But no, I don't
Man,
think.
Descent is old. I
Yeah, it's
almost
old
forgot
school.
that game even existed.
Oh, I think about the board game. Descent as a flyer.
There's a there's an
it's
old. It's like a shooter, like a space
Yeah,
shooter.
basically.
That might have been what I used to play.
It's a space shooter set in like underground caverns. Like
Right.
it's really bizarre.
No, that's even older than. Or maybe Descent Maximum. Descent Maximum was PS1.
Descent was like a combination of like almost like a maze game where you were like navigating to these underground structures and
Right.
shooting up all these enemy ships. And was there even a point? Was it just like go down? I can't
Well,
remember.
the plot was that the robots had sort of developed a consciousness or were attacking the miners or something, so you had to fly in there, blow up the robots, save the miners, and then get out before the mine exploded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it seems Doom-esque in that you can like really easily maneuver your ship. Like it's not flying or anything; it's just wherever you want it to be. I'm watching a video of it because you can just stop in place and shoot and then move
Right.
forward.
It operates off of like real life Newtonian physics.
What?
If these places have no gravity.
Yeah, it's a cool game. I remember playing that and trying to get my friends into it, but they never got into it because there was also like the multiplayer, and at least Descent 2 had multiplayer. Maybe it was Descent 3. I just remember it blew up my computer with the recent ones, and I was just like, I'm done. I can't play this anymore.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, okay. So let's have a vote. Or Derek, do you have any other things that you want to add to your game, convincing points, or
For the mandate?
for the mandate? Yes.
Hold on. Give me like 20 seconds. I mean, I don't understand how the idea of being Captain Picard could not be compelling. Like, that's what the game is about. You're Captain Picard. Like, you're the commander of a starship. So if that doesn't compel you, I don't know what to say to you. Like, there's nothing that can compel you. If you don't want to be Captain Picard or like Kirk or Admiral Akbar when you grow up, well, then go play a different game.
Telling all your friends where the traps are at.
Well, I think comparatively the interesting thing about Free Space is that that while you're Captain Picard in the mandate, Captain Picard always saves the day. Whereas in Free Space, you can't be everywhere at once, and you have to make decisions that are tough and that sometimes result in you losing the mission or losing part of the mission, or if you're at the end of the game, maybe dying. I just lost video.
Oh, I see
No,
you.
you're good. We see.
Oh. Okay.
You just thought you lost video.
Twist.
I mean, there's a certain amount of that in the mandate. Like, you don't have to serve the Empire. You can be like, screw you guys, I'm gonna go become a pirate. I'm gonna steal a ship because you're like the plot is that you're like this disgraced captain, and the mandate, which is the Empire you work for, sends out this fleet of ships to go battle some external threat, and the fleet of ships vanishes. Like, it just disappears, and everyone's like, where did the fleet go? And so what they do is they get a bunch of ships out of mothball, and they call up all of these disgraced naval captains who were, for one reason or another, kicked out of the Navy. And they're like, all right, guys, you have a second chance because the other guys are gone, and all we've got
Because
is
they're dead. Everybody's
Yeah.
dead.
Well, and that's one of the things you can do. You can go out and look for the lost fleet and see if you can find it. But the cool thing is it's like you don't have to do anything. They're like, if you want, you could go break off from the current empire you're working for and go serve the other empire, or you could become a space pirate, or you could become whatever. Like, I don't think there's like a set storyline that you have to follow. It's sort of like a big sandbox world in which you have the choice to engage the world in the way you want. But like the primary emphasis is on that idea that you're a leader, you're a starship captain, and you have all these people following you, and that you have to manage them and upgrade them and oversee them, and like it's kind of like it's like XCOM, where you're the commander and you have like this group of soldiers and you have to stop the aliens from invading the Earth. It has all the things that make XCOM enjoyable, which is that you're managing a group of heroes essentially. And as those heroes succeed in missions or fail and get killed, because your crew can get killed. Like one of my favorite videos is this missile strikes the side of the ship, and all the crew are evacuated out into space because they get killed out in the void. Like it's really awesome. Well, it's not awesome for the crew, but it's awesome for you as the player. So it's like you get these people who you become attached to as they level up, or you are crushed when they die and you're so sad because they've all been slaughtered mercilessly by the void or whatever. It looks really cool.
It's kind of like worms, like whenever you name your worms after people you know and then they die, or you purposely name them after people you know and then you kill them.
And then you kill them. Yeah.
But
that's how I play XCOM. Like I usually have all my XCOM characters be my friends, and myself, and inevitably I'm the first one to get killed. I play the sniper, so I'm like I'll hide in back. I'll be the most likely to survive, and then something sneaks up behind me, blows my brains out.
Yeah,
I hate XCOM sometimes.
I still remember playing XCOM with Aaron, our main developer, and I'd never played the game before, and I came over to his house and we played a multiplayer versus match, and I killed him like 6 times in a row, and he's like, I'm done with this game. Like, he played it over and over and over again. Like I came in the first time and just destroyed him, and poor guy. Anyways, so Chris, what is your vote?
Free Space 3, obviously.
Obviously. Derek, what's your vote?
The game that I want to see the most is probably Warhammer Total War, the one that Chris mentioned.
Okay.
I'm super pumped for that game.
So more so than the Mandate?
I think so, yeah. The Mandate will be cool, but, the Mandate is a different kind of game. I want a game where I can manage heroes. That's all I want. And, the Mandate has some of that, but that's going to be... No, more like Icewind Dale. Or did you ever play Majesty? Yeah. Did you ever play Majesty?
I don't think I did.
Essentially, in Majesty, you build a city, and the city produces heroes, but you don't control the heroes. They just go out and do stuff. I want something like that, and I feel like I'll get some of that in a Warhammer Total War game, because you'll be able to that's just how Warhammer works. Your army is led by various heroes, and that's what I want. I want a strategy game that gives me control of heroes.
Okay. David, vote.
I like the what's it called? Open space? Is that what it's called?
Free space.
Free space. Yeah, I think that sounds exciting. I like a good just handling one thing, because we play StarCraft a lot and stuff like that. So I'm actually a little tired of managing a bunch of stuff. I like picking one thing and then handling insurgent tasks and stuff like that. So I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Derek. I got to go with Free Space 3. Warhammer Total War sounds amazing just because I love the Total War series. But if I was presented with Warhammer Total War and Free Space 3 right in front of me, pick a game to buy, I'm buying Free Space 3. Because, while Warhammer is an amazing series and the Mandate sounds like an amazing game, in terms of, I'm big into, universes that are huge and great, and Free Space just has an amazing universe that I'd want to dive back into. So, and Chris is writing something.
He's probably writing winner.
Oh, it's a victory banner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I should say winner if you can see it.
We are not worthy. We are not worthy. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. So tune in, comment, tell us what you want to hear about, tell us some topics, and we will see you then.
Give us your comments in the doobly-doo. Bye.
Doobly-doo that.
John Green reference for any of you that are nerd fighters.
I like John Green.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and feel free to take a look at our website, www.ultimategamedb.com, and subscribe to our channel. We would love to see you there.
Definitely also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. If you like us or follow us, you'll be able to see when we're posting new shows and also a lot of articles. The Ultimate Game Database posts a lot of stuff on what games are coming out that week, how the consoles are doing on the console wars, a lot of fascinating stuff.
Yeah, so subscribe, like us, tweet us, and we will see you next week. Bye!